Hello everybody, welcome to Waves of the Atlantide, a game which combines the strategy and thought of real-time strategy gaming with the fast-paced, frantic kind of action you get in a Battle Royale game such as Fortnite or PUBG. Now this is a game which I never thought I needed until now. It's a very interesting game. It's still in early access on Steam. It's not currently available on Switch, but yeah, it's in early access. They're eager to hear thoughts, and today we're going to have a look at the tutorial and then go through a single-player game, and it's quite hard. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions as we go through, please do leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to pass them on to the developers, and I'll leave a link to the game obviously on Steam down in the description below. So let's start off with the tutorial. And now it's quite simple in the graphic style, but there's a lot kind of to it when you get there. So we'll go on a new game, and we're going to go through the tutorial and learn the very basics here. It took me quite a while to learn. The tutorial's okay. So yeah, it says, welcome to the tutorial. This tutorial aims at giving insight to the game's basics. It should last no more than 4 to 8 minutes. I have to admit, I don't think it will last 8 minutes. I have to admit, once I played through the tutorial, it did give me quite a good grasp on what I should be doing and how I should be going about things. And then once you get the basics, you can start to kind of advance your strategies. So winning and losing. Victory is the last player alive wins, very much kind of what you get in Fortnite, although I've never got to that stage in Fortnite. I always die long before that. And defeat, players are defeated when they're out of cities. So it's kind of, when you're shooting everybody in Fortnite, maybe there's 4 players at the end. It starts with 4 kind of factions, and then kind of you knock each other out and all the world collapses and it's the last one standing. So controls. It is strongly advised to play using the keyboard shortcuts and not only the mouse. You can use WS and D. I think there was an initial glitch with that, but I think it's fixed now. Or you could use Z, Q, S, and D, depending on your keyboard layout. I honestly just use the mouse right now because I haven't played a great deal of the game, so it helps me. Okay, so controls and actions. Available actions are contextual. So selecting an army shows army actions, obviously. Selecting a tile shows actions depending on the tile's type and ownership. At any time you may press escape to exit an action, deselect an army or tile, close menus or toggle pause menus. That's very standard kind of. I like being able to press escape and it gets me out of the mess I've got myself into, which is nice. So up on the top here we have all the icons. So icons relating to a menu can be used to toggle their respective menu. So you can, obviously these are the shortcuts, so rankings F5, empire menu F1. That could be very useful if you get a lot of cities. Science menu F2. Those will be explained later on in the tutorial. And here it gives us a pro tip. In game you may hover those for tooltips to remind you of the shortcuts. I think hover over those for tooltip. I don't know. Maybe that. I don't know. Right. So we'll go on. So we'll explore them more. But that one's the house one. Pretty much, I think it shows you everything, every one of your cities. The food one's crucial for maintaining armies, and then the science one's very useful as well. So cities and resources. Cities generate production points, food gain, science points, and troops. They can do all of those things. So if we click on the city here, left clicked on that, and as you can see, it's kind of already producing material because this is real time. So we've actually been producing material all the time we've been going through this tutorial so far. And as you can see, that's symbolized there. But is that an anvil? I think that's an anvil. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm stupid. So, the city menu provides detailed information about resources and queued productions. Now, the things you can produce is you can improve your city's production, which allows it to produce more. You can improve its food production, which is crucial for armies, and we're going to have to, when we get into a game, make sure we are focusing on the food. This is science, which is, yeah, it helps get some really nice benefits, actually. It's important you don't just discount that, and that's building troops. There's only one troop type to build, and that's that one with the sword. And you can also queue production, which is crucial when you get a lot of cities. So production material. This is how much production material this city has in store currently. So we currently have 9 in our first city here. Production material is required to create everything in the city. It is local to each city. Each city can hold up to 100 units. I haven't got that high yet. But yeah, you do need to keep focusing on that, and they're important to produce food, to produce everything really. Even to improve your production levels, you need production. So this is how much production material this city creates when the red bar fills up. So we're currently having +1, but we'll explore maybe when you improve the production overall, that might go to +2. Production material gains are composed of the local production level and bonuses. Alright, okay, so yeah, so the better the land you've got, probably the better that number is. This is the current production level of the city, which is 1, and you can improve that, as I said. And we can actually queue that up there. It's telling us to queue it up, and we've just improved. See, we put this in, so we pressed that, and then it queued that and went to +2. We'll keep going through this though. I'm not an expert on this game, but I'm just trying to get the basics across. This section shows what you've ordered this city to create. So if we'd queued a load of production, a load of food, a load of science, it would show in the production queue, obviously, just as it does in every other game where there's a production queue. When requirements are not met, missing resources will be shown in red. So if you're trying to build an army unit and you don't have enough food, you're going to struggle, and the bread there is going to highlight in red because you don't have enough to produce a unit. Each city contributes to your empire's food gains, which is that one in the blue box, obviously. Food is required to create and maintain armies. That is a very important thing to remember, because in a few of the games, when kind of food's got out of control, I've not been able to maintain an army very good, so we have to focus on that. So we're going to put that in there, and as you can see, we've already got the production, so it's produced very fast because we've already got the production in hand, and we're up to +1 production there. Here we've got science. These points are useful for all kinds of benefits, which we'll have a look at. And because we already have, again, more production, we've got the production to build it pretty much instantly. And then we're going to build an army finally. Okay, so as you expand your empire, it can become harder to control each city individually. I can vouch for that. It becomes very hard. And then here we have the empire menu, which will help you manage everything. Okay. So here you have access to each city's control, just linking the city menu with all your cities. So basically this is just the menu you get in the city, isn't it? But you just get one for every one of your cities, as we'll look at as we play a proper game. Here you have access to mass scale all cities at once. Alright, so if you want to produce an army in every city at once, you just press that button there, don't you? Ah, even I'm learning things from this now. Maybe I forgot. All cities at once, adding or cancelling productions. This allows you to quickly get things going into your empire while being busy with handling your fleet of armies and raging battles. Yeah, this becomes important. Pro tip. Empire menu cannot be toggled with its F1 shortcut as well as the HUD city icon. Okay, I just keep pressing the house, it works fine. Armies can make up for a good portion of how you interact with the world. Well, they make up with most of it. Armies can either be stationed or unstationed. Stationed armies, double strength when attacked, visible wooden spikes around them, which is very interesting, that's what's showing you that they're stationed, and cannot move without being unstationed first. Unstationed armies can move without unstationing first. And as a pro tip, it's saying it takes a few seconds to switch between the two, so plan your needs carefully. Obviously, I think, basically, if you just want the army there to defend, you're going to want it in station mode. Because spikes are scary. I said this wouldn't take more than 8 minutes, and it obviously has. Right, next idle army. So that kind of allows you to go through your armies. So we've got 1 army, 1 strength, and 3 upkeep. And it goes into more detail over here. So each army can stack up to 25 troops to increase its fighting strength. Additional troops in an army do not speed up the colonization process. This is a process which we will go through shortly. Strength of an army is the amount of soldiers in the visible first row plus bonuses. So 1 soldier equals 1 strength, 2 soldiers equals 2 strength, 3 and 4 soldiers equals 2 strength, 5 to 9 soldiers equals 3 strength. So it looks like the maximum strength we can have for an army is 3 strength. Pro tip, while soldiers at the back do not count directly towards strength, so for example if you had because if you have 5 soldiers, you're still only going to get 3 strength. So yeah, if you have 9 soldiers, you're still only going to get 3 strength as you do with 5, but as your troops at the front start to die and get killed, they can push forward and keep your strength up, which is obviously important to winning battles. So as they do not count directly towards strength, they can get involved once the front row soldiers falls in battle. Thus, having more soldiers increases the duration your strength remains high. So in theory, you could kind of, with 3 strength each, go 5 against 9 and it's the same strength. But obviously as that 5 gets weaker, you're going to start winning with the more troops you've got. You must colonize tiles before creating cities on it. That's very important. After selecting an army, press 3 to bring up the colonization action. Honestly, I do not use the keyboard shortcuts yet. I just press these buttons. Perhaps that's not the best thing to do, but oh well. So this is the colonization button over here on this bottom menu here. We also have a few others, which I'm sure it'll take us through. So as you can see, we're on our army here. So we need to pick somewhere on the outskirts of where our current lands are. You can see our current lands is defined by the red border, and we can go and colonize some more lands. So I don't know, we're next to here, so let's just go there. So our troop's going to march there. And then it's going to give us a tip of creating new cities while we wait. So creating new cities requires a free tile in your territory, and it's also going to be 2 tiles away from another city. So they're very basic, and it's quite good in showing you where you can and can't plant cities. Right, next. There are 2 ways to create a city. Firstly, you can select a valid area on your territory and hit the red flag button or press 1, which is what I do. Or secondly, you can deselect everything with the escape button, for example, to access idle actions and hit the red flag button. Basically, you need to hit the red flag button. Okay, that was kind of weird. I kind of broke it, but I fixed it again, so it's all fine. Anyway, so we're going to go back to this. We're also well over 8 minutes. Well, we're going to go over 8 minutes with the tutorial, so let's crack on. So as you can see, we've got the city menu back up, so we're just going to place this city here. As you can see, what you need is 6, not 6. You need all the, are they hexagons? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think they're hexagons. You need all the hexagons. Hang on. 1, 2, 3. Yes, hexagon. Alex, stop being stupid. You need them all to be highlighted green to found a city. So we'll go and place it there. And as you can see, we have just cleared a load of trees to find a new city. Congratulations, you have created the first of many cities you need to win. You may give it production instructions at your desire. So that's what we can do. We can either click on the city to do that, or we can press on that little house thing there. So now it's going to talk to us about science points. So you need science points to unlock technologies. Cost increases by 1 with each unlocked technology. HUD shows how many science points you currently have over how many you need to farm to research the next technology. So as you can see here, we have got 1 science point, so we can go and research something like this. So technologies are the highway to flying colour victory. Choose wisely and experiment with combinations. You cannot get all the technologies even with more science points than there is. Choosing technologies is very much like choosing a weapon to enter the arena. Pro tip 1, some technologies are more useful at the end of the game than others, and pro tip 2, never hesitate to adapt your tech strategy to the current game as it unveils itself. Now, the only way you're going to get comfortable with the technologies and which way to go, and this kind of classes for me as well, because I've not played that much, is to keep playing the game and keep experimenting, really. So grace period, after a 5-minute grace period at the start of the game, you will hear a horn indicating the erosion has begun. I'm not sure if you'll hear that on this one because I don't know if the audio is loud enough, but I'll let you know when it happens. World tiles will crumble over time, just as in kind of a Battle Royale, the world comes in, so the tiles are crumbling down to the last tile at the 25th minute of the game. Different tile types are more or less vulnerable to erosion. Cities are the most vulnerable. Forests and mountains offer decent protection, so you should consider it in your empire planning. So forests and mountains at best, they're going to take less time to crumble, it looks like, but I usually just found cities all over the place at this point. That is all for now. Thank you for following this through. Feel free to comment on the Steam Hub if you have any questions or suggestions. So once again, it's encouraging you if you have any suggestions or anything like that, just to get in touch with them and they will help you. Or alternatively, let me know in the comments and I'll pass it on. Yes, victory! Wow, it's been emotional, guys. We've worked really hard for this victory, but we have done it. Wow, fantastic. Right, okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a brief pause in the video. Well, I think I'm going to end the video. And what I'll do is I'll put another one of these up in the next 24 hours or so, which covers me going through a game and what we've learned, because I don't want to really upload a really long video. And it's already been like 15 minutes. So thank you for watching. I hope this has helped. Make sure you do go and check this game out. Hit the like button on this video for more. Also subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in another video soon.